Hello there everyone. Today I want to show you how to make a flat side to a round beaded Kumihimo braid. So when you're for instance using long magatamas or beads in odd shapes like that, it could look something like this. So I'm just going to show you this technique of getting this flat bottom, as you can see. It's going to be nice against the wrist if it's a bracelet you were making, whereas these might not be as comfortable to wear against the wrist, but it's going to sit nice and comfortably and flat as well with this side and the inside. So if you want to learn how to do this, then keep watching. So these are the things that I'll be demonstrating with. Now I have my round Kumihimo disc here as we're making a round braid, and then the card that I'll be using is this Echelon 0.4mm in thickness and just a black colour as a nice background colour here. The beads that I'm using to demonstrate with are just some 4mm rounds first of all. That's the 6 size and seed beads. And these are just going to be kind of the underside. It's going to be the more flat side of the braid. And then I just have some long magatamas here to give a nice contrast as well, to show you that that's the upper side. It's nice to use a different kind of bead like long magatamas, where you then have that flat underside that's comfortable against the skin. So let's get it all together and let's get started. So what we need to do first is cut the length of our cords, and what I have here is 4 lengths of 1 meter each. And what we're going to do with these is fold all these over in half. So put all the ends together like this. And then where I have my finger up here is roughly the middle of them. I'm going to tie a regular knot there to hold them together, and also refer to know that this is my middle point. We're going to use this as well to attach to the Kumihimo disc. So this is how we want to set the cords up on the disc. So we have 1 cord on each side of every dot all the way around here, and then my knot down through the center there. So what we need to do now is make a little section of braid first without adding any beads in, just using the cord here. So I'm going to take my top left one, bring it down over the middle, down to the bottom left pair, right down here. Take my bottom right one, bring it up over the middle and stay on the right side of my top. Turn my disc for the next pair here. Take my top left one, bring it down, stay on the left side. Take my bottom right one, bring it up and stay on that right side as well, and then turn the disc again. And you want to keep doing this until you have a braid of about 1 to 2 centimeters long. And then once we reach that, we need to start adding in the beads. So I've now made my little section of just braid here. It's coming out of the back of that 1 to 2 centimeters. So we're just going to use that at the end to finish off our braid with. So what we need to do now is start adding on our beads. So this is then the setup of my beads and all my lengths of cord to achieve that flat bottom on the braid. Now the round dark beads here that I'm using are the ones that are going to be that flat bottom, so they represent that, and then I'm just using the long magatamas like I mentioned to represent the rest of it. Just obviously they're the ones that wouldn't be as comfortable to have against the skin. So this is just the beads that I'm demonstrating with. You can obviously swap them out with whatever you want to use. So I'm just going to go through this setup now, but I also have a picture of this setup that you can look into more detail on it on my website, so I'll put a link to that in the description box below. So if we look at the top 2 cords first here, because my next one that I'm due to take is my top left one to bring it down, and then bottom right one and bring it up. Now if you look at them here, you'll find the same on all of them really, that I'm alternating between the regular rounds and then the long magatamas throughout the strands. But if you look closer, you'll actually be able to see that there is a pattern to them, but the pattern is different on some of the strands as well. So the top left one here is the first one I'm just going to go through. Now you'll see that I'm starting out with the regular round one there, so my dark one. That's what's going to be that flat bottom, and then I'm going into my pattern straight away. So the pattern on this cord is 1 round, 3 of my long magatamas, 1 round, 3 of my long magatamas, and it continues like that all the way to the end where I finish on 1 of the rounds, and I have a total of 37 beads on this one. And then with the right one from this pair, the pattern on this one is 2 rounds, 2 long magatamas, 2 rounds, 2 long magatamas, and again the same all the way to the end, and this one has a total of 36 beads. So if we then go straight down to the opposite side of the disc here, so the bottom, what we have is the cord here on the right side. The pattern is similar to the one on the left side on top there, but what we start out with is 2 long magatamas, and then go into our pattern of 1 round, 3 long magatamas, 1 round, and so on all the way to the end where I finish on 2 long magatamas again, and this one we also have 37 beads on. And then as for the other one, so the left cord of the bottom pair here, we go straight into the pattern, which is 2 long magatamas, 2 rounds, 2 long magatamas, 2 rounds, and so on, all the way to the end. And this is also a total of 36 beads, the same as the diagonally opposite one up here. So then what we have left are the 2 side pairs here. So if you start on the right side, the top one of the right side here, we have 1 long magatama, 1 round, and then we're going to the pattern of 3 long magatamas, 1 round, 3 long magatamas, 1 round, and so on, finishing on 2 long magatamas there, and we have a total of 36 beads on this one as well. And then the bottom one of this pair starts with 2 long magatamas, 1 round, 3 long magatamas, 1 round, 3 long magatamas, and continuing with that same pattern again, finishing on 1 long magatama, also 36 beads in total on that one. So going to the opposite side, the top cord of this pair, we go straight into a pattern here, 1 round, 3 long magatamas, 1 round, 3 long magatamas, and all the way to the end, also with a total of 36 beads. And then the bottom one of this pair, we also go straight into the pattern again, but instead of starting with a round, we just start with 3 long magatamas, a round, 3 long magatamas, a round, so on all the way to the end, also with a total of 36 beads. So this is then the setup of this disc to make this pattern where you just have that flat bottom there. And like I said, I'm just using these long magatamas. And because I'm using them as well, I've made sure to put them so they're all facing in the same direction, because that's how you then achieve that uniform look to your braid when you're using the long magatamas. But this is just an example. You can obviously use many other types of beads here. It's just to show you how to get that flat bottom, so you can substitute the long magatamas for anything else that you have. And also the length of the braid that you'll achieve by using this setup is going to be about an average size bracelet. Now you can obviously make it longer or shorter, that's completely up to you. So for instance, if you want to make it longer, you just want to continue the patterns on each cord there and repeating that same pattern throughout. You can make it however long you want to. So now that we have all the beads on our cords here in the right order, what we need to do now is start adding them into the braid. So I'm going to pick up my disc here and just start incorporating the beads into the braid as you do a regular beaded Kumihimo braid. So that just means that whenever you move a cord over the middle, you just release 1 bead as you're doing that. Let that drop all the way down to the middle. And then make sure that that bead is tucked underneath the cords crossing over there and place it at the bottom. And you just keep doing this. I do have a video as well that shows in detail how to do beaded Kumihimo, so that might be helpful. Just every time you bring over a cord, make sure you drop down a bead there, just a single one. Turn it around for the next pair, a quarter there on your disc, and just continue. So now that I added in all my beads and all my lengths of cord here, so I have none left, all we just need to do is continue the braid the exact same way but without the beads, just so we get that little section of braid just like the beginning to be able to finish it off. So just do this for about another 1 or 2 centimeters, and then we can fasten it, secure it, and then take it off the board. So once you've made that little section, now I'm just going to put my board down here, and then the last pair that I just did with these two, so I'm going to use the opposite ones, and what I'm going to do is fasten this end off so we can take it securely off the board without it coming undone. Just take diagonally opposite cords, bring them across the middle and tie a regular overhand knot just like that. Tighten it so the knot goes straight on top of that braid. Take the other two from that same pair, straight across the middle, tie a knot, place them in to get them out of the way, and then we just do the same with the last pair here, so the ones diagonally opposite each other, just to secure it here so we know we can securely take it off the board without having to worry. The last 2 cords, do the same, across the middle, tie a knot, and there we go. So now I'm going to take it off here, and then we can have a look at the effect that we've achieved. So this is the braid from one side. So as you can see, we have all the magatamas on this side, and we're looking from above here. It just looks how it would do if you made the whole braid with magatamas, long magatamas there, but then we've turned it around. we have that flat side on the bottom there. So you can obviously do the whole braid with long magatamas, that's fine as well, but if you want one side to be flatter so it's a bit more comfortable to wear and it's going to have a more tendency to sit like this and sit with that flat bottom on the side, then you can definitely do this kind of technique where you then have that flat bottom using rounds, but then using some other kind of beads here like the long magatamas to fill out the top. So with this one, it almost reminds me of this, all these long magatamas being the back of a dragon or something, and then this being the belly of a dragon. And also the colours look nice, I think, but that's obviously completely your choice. This is just a test piece to show you how to achieve this effect with that flat bottom on the back. So that's how you do this technique, and you can also use whatever beads you want to for this. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful, and thank you very much for watching. Hello there everyone. Today I want to show you how to make this cherry blossom beaded Kumihimo bracelet, and it looks like this. So you get your cherry blossoms going all the way around with your little leaves on them, different leaves on each one, and then the flowers on the outside of the bracelet here, so it'll look like this when you're wearing it. So if you want to learn how to make this, then keep watching. So here are the things that we'll need. Now because we're making a round braid, we'll need a round Kumihimo disc for this.